Hi guys, I'm Manu and welcome to another episode of Sweet Money. So in this third installment of Chilling with My Favorite Accountant, I want to first of all share a story that happened in Orlando, Florida. So I got a great show for you guys. First, my story. It's a long story. I'll try and make it quick. I'll try and make it as entertaining as possible. In November 24, we flew into Orlando, Florida. We arrive at roughly 8:45, 9 o'clock. And then my 3-year-old son and my 13-year-old daughter, my wife, the four of us went. And my 3-year-old, he goes to bed at around 7:30, 8 o'clock. So by 9 o'clock, he's exhausted. Like he should have been an hour into his sleep. So he's having a meltdown. He's cranky. He's crying. Everyone's staring at us. And we're like, we got to get out of this airport ASAP. So I said to my wife, I said, I'll take him with me, get the car rental. And by the time you and my daughter can, get the bags, and then I'll meet you at the arrivals. She agrees. I go down with him. He enjoyed the push in the stroller, kind of calmed him down. And when I get there, he asks for my actually from Dollar Rent a Store is where I got the car. So we go to Dollar Rent a Store, and he wants my credit card. I give it to him. He pulls out my reservations. It's all there. It's all prepaid. And then he goes for my driver's license, and I show him my phone. I got the front and the back picture of my credit card, of my driver's license. And he goes, "What is this?" I said, "This is my driver's license, and this is what I've been using for years now." A cop had once suggested that we keep a picture, not the physical copy. And I've been doing that for years. And he says, "Oh, well, this won't work here." It's worked in the past. I have rented cars in the past, but for some reason he didn't accept it. I thought he was a little rude about it. But whatever, it is what it is. He was a little abrasive, but it's okay, right? It happens. It's late at night. People get tired. He says, "Well, I can't give you the car. I'm sorry, go away." Then I said, "Hold on a second. I've already paid for this rental. My wife is here. Can you at least give it to her?" And he goes, "Is your wife's name on the rental?" I go, "No, it's just my name." And does a song and dance, speaks to his manager, makes me wait. And then he finally comes back and says, "Sure, I'll do you a favor and I'll rent the car to your wife." I don't know why it was a favor, because I'd already prepaid for a rental. A name is just a name, and we're both over 25 years old. So I go upstairs now, and I said to my wife, I said, "You go down, get the rental, and I'll stay with the kids and get rest of the luggage, and we'll meet you down there." So I'm now pushing the trolley with all the luggage, a crying baby and my daughter, and we're going to the elevator, and all of a sudden the door opens to the elevator, and she comes out, and she's like almost near tears. And my wife is she's a very strong girl. She's in the corporate world. Like she's developed some, tough skin. So like I can tell she's very distressed. And I know it wasn't fatigue. It was like she was upset. And I go, "What's wrong?" And she says, "The guy was obnoxious. He was rude. He was yelling at me. People were watching, and it was just really embarrassing. And he said he wouldn't give me a car unless I was also present." And I said, that makes no sense, because he's seen my credit card. He's seen my driver's license. He's seen the reservations. He's physically seen me. It makes no sense for him to send you back up. But he goes, "Yeah, he was yelling at me," and whatever. We go back down, and I said, "Listen, I'll speak to him. You just stand there, and whatever I need, I'll just take from you, and let's just get out of here ASAP." We go there, and I'm trying to be as jovial as possible, because I need to get out of there ASAP. I've got a hungry, tired kid, and we just got to get out. And then all of a sudden he does everything. So he's acting like he's doing us a major favor, right? Like he's really rubbing it in, like almost imposing like we're stupid people and that we don't know anything. And then he says, "Oh, I can't give you this car unless you buy insurance." And I said, "Wait a second. My insurance company that I've been with for over 20 years covers my rental, whether it's through an accident or whether it's for leisure or business. It's my rentals are covered. I don't need to buy insurance from you." He says, "I'm not going to give you the car until you buy the insurance." My wife is listening. She says, "You know what? Throw the money in his face. I want to get out of here." She didn't want to see him. I didn't want to see him. We didn't want to be there. So I reluctantly paid $187 US, which is equivalent to about $5,000 Canadian, right? So we pay the money, we get out, we get in the car, and we leave. We leave, and then the next day, we went to we went to Animal Kingdom, and my daughter is stepping out of the car, and she notices a bug on her arm, and she kind of jumps up. She gets startled. I come over. I see it's a bug, and it's a cockroach. There's a cockroach on her arm, so I swatted it away, and then I stepped on it. I don't know why I stepped on it. It was on the parking lot, but I stepped on it. I confessed to stepping on a cockroach in the parking lot. And lo and behold, when we got in the car again after Animal Kingdom, we saw other cockroaches. And it was just then all of a sudden when you start seeing cockroaches on the dashboard and here and there and the windshield, you start feeling like they're all over you. And I know they're on my daughter earlier this morning. We thought it was a one-off. So our trip was ruined, and then I got raid. I went to the pharmacy. I got raid. The airport was very far from where we were, and we're only there for 3 days. It was a very short trip, so we couldn't spend 2 hours going there with no guarantee we'll even get a car, and we were very reluctant to see Francois again. So we got raid. You can see the footage. I sprayed down the entire car. We did what we could. I had to put my 3-year-old in a car seat that was doused with Raid. And as a parent, you can imagine how difficult that was. We had to drive on the highway to get to wherever we were going, and we had to put the windows down a little bit because the fumes in the car and the noise. You guys know how it is when the windows are down, you're driving on the highway, the noise and the wind. It was just a terrible, terrible experience. We went shopping and we bought clothes. We had to come home and shake all our clothes to make sure that cockroaches didn't get inside our shopping bags. Every bag that we took, my wife's purse, our backpacks, everything had to be emptied out and sanitized. It just ruined the entire trip. If you can even feel a fraction of how we must have felt, it was a lot worse than what you're feeling. So I get home and then I write them an email on their, actually it was on their website. I go on their website and there's you put in your contract number, your email address, your phone number, and there's a little section where you could write a message. And I wrote to them in detail, the same detail that I'm providing to you about Francois and his behavior, about the cockroaches, then about the fact that when I returned the car, the guy that was giving us our final receipt, I told him the story. There's cockroaches in the car. He just pretended like he couldn't hear us. He completely ignored what we had to say, and we had a plane to catch, so we left. And I mentioned that. And then about a week or maybe 10 days later, I get a message saying it's an email, and I've shared the email. I'm just going to read you the email. But the crux of it is they kept saying that I wasn't obligated to pay for insurance. But the guy didn't let me leave. And I mentioned that in the email again, that I wasn't allowed to take the car unless I paid for insurance. And they come back a second time saying I wasn't obligated. And it's just this consistent behavior of talking to people as if they're stupid, as if what they're saying is completely irrelevant. And this is not just one person at Dollar Rent-A-Car. This is their culture at Dollar Rent-A-Car, that if a client has an issue, make it seem as if they're an idiot for having an issue, as if the problem is with them and not with us, Dollar Rent-A-Car. And in the email, first they gave me this partial refund, and I go, it's a slap in the face. And then Then they refund my entire insurance. But it's not what I wanted. I wanted, and the apology about the cockroaches was just so like, it was like a formality. Like, oh, I'm sorry you had this inconvenience. Inconvenience? I mean, the video shows you how bad the situation was. In one little compartment of the car, there were 2 cockroaches. Can you imagine the entire car? How many there must have been? And so, guys, please, I've always asked you to subscribe, like, and comment. This time, don't do it because it helps me and it helps our viewers learn different material, and it helps me grow my channel. But do it for the sake of saving at least one person from going through what I went through. If we could even help one person out there avoid this situation, it would be worthwhile. This 13 minutes that you've spent watching this portion of the video would make it so worthwhile. So please, for the sake of other individuals, other people, kindly share, like, subscribe, spread the word. So that is my request to you.